What's up? We live, pal.
Yo, 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 y'all know what it is. We about to get started. It's reasonably late. Episode 193. We ain't gonna waste yours or our time, you dig? So in three, two, one.
It's simple.
Yo, what's going on? It's Item Most High, my tag team partner, CT, aka Chitty Bang. And we here once again, um, live and direct, late night. You know what I'm saying? Late night munchies and shit like that with your boys. The new. No, I'm just playing.
The old day. No, it's your boy Chitty Bang with Chris the Most High, and we are the Underground Professional Wrestling Podcast. Check us out on RW Podcast One on Twitter and follow us there. Check us out on IG Wrestling or IG at Reasonable Wrestling and TikTok Reasonable Wrestling, Facebook Reasonable Wrestling. And if you're here with us on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. If you're here with us on SoundCloud on the audio podcast, thank you very much for listening. And everywhere where podcasts are podcasts, we show a lot of love to our SoundCloud listeners because they be coming through. But all to you guys in iTunes and all other wherever podcasts are podcasted. Thank you for listening. But we're here to talk about the week that was professional wrestling from a reasonable standpoint. Now, we got a couple of topics here listed, but let's kick it off with yesterday. Yesterday we was SmackDown. We had things of note. Personally, I think was Rhea and Charlotte. Was not too much went on there, but it was a pretty interesting promo between Dominic and Charlotte. And then we had the ending of the show, which was kind of what everyone's waiting for, was where they Jimmy, I think, kind of had a showcase where he had some mic time for the first time in a while all on his own. And he was trying to talk about his role in all this soul bloodline thing, about how, he has some doubts on where his brother's allegiance is, where it comes to Jay. Now, these guys have been tag team champions. I can look it up for how long, but it's been a very, very, very long time. Not as long as Roman been Universal WWE champion, but these guys have been tag team champions for a very long time. Not just holding the bloodline, not just holding the singles men's roster hostage, but also the tag division hostage, which is what makes this I think very interesting to me. We have a tag division where it's one of the main storylines. Like it's like almost the title is secondary to the storyline going on right now with the Usos and where this leads to WrestleMania. So much so that there's an argument that maybe the tag team match at WrestleMania should be the main event of night one, and the women should, be, not have a main event essentially this year. So that's been a question. But let me get to what happened. Jimmy called out Jay. Jay didn't show up, but what we did get was Sammy popping in to have a conversation with Jimmy, saying that he was the guy who said he was the honorary Oos. He was the guy who brought him in and believed in him and was trusted him from day one, and he didn't hesitate to kick his head off once at the Royal Rumble. And Jimmy called him selfish, obviously, saying that, listen, you took the first shot, and I had to do what I do because he's family. That's what he does to protect family. But Sammy had his own rebuttal of like, you don't put family doesn't make him try to prove his loyalty every day, every week. Uh, it ended up spinning out of control. Jay shows up in the audience. The whole audience is turned that way. Once Sammy turns, Jay kicks him. Jimmy then goes to call Jay to the ring, and Sammy hits a hula kick on him and escapes. Before he escapes, he gives Jay a look to the crowd. Jay's coming down to the ring, but he stops by the barricades. Sammy looks at him, and he just dips off into the crowd, and that's the end of SmackDown. The interesting part to me with all this is that we still don't know what Jay is aligned. I think that means you can predict where this is going, but we still don't know where Jay. We haven't gotten to hear from Jay really since Royal Rumble. He hasn't really said much, to be honestly, and tell his side of all this. But the fact that we're on the edge of our seat for this, um, like I said last week, due to Roman, it's trickled down to everybody around him that he doesn't even have to come to SmackDown, and people are on the edge of their seat waiting for the main event angle. So, with that being said, I ask you, pose a question. If this does lead to a tag team match between the rumor is KO and Sammy versus the Usos, should that be the headlining main
No,
event? Huh? Excuse
no,
me.
no, no.
And why?
All that introduction, that drama shit, all that shit that you just broke down don't mean a thing if it ain't got that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about none of that emotional shit. That's it. Sammy fucking wrong. Point blank period. Sammy's fucking wrong. Like you ain't you pulled the trigger on the fucking, this is mob ties, nigga. Every fucking movie, every gangster movie, every mob crime boss movie, nigga. You come for the fucking boss, nigga. You get dealt with by the henchman. I don't give a fuck who you is. Nigga, you infiltrated this shit like Donnie Brasco, my nigga. Like you not family. You not. And you do have to prove yourself. So all that shit that he was kicking and shit like that, all that sob story shit, like you accepted me. Yeah, I accepted you as a cool white boy. You cool in the crew, nigga. Nigga, now to prove yourself to say that you down to say oos and be with the family, yeah, nigga, put down, get down, nigga. You put on for the game. And as soon as the shit got too fucking hot for you, nigga, you prove that you ain't gang. So, nigga, I ain't hesitate to show you what fucking gang this is. It's the line, nigga. It's the line, bro. And I ain't hearing none of that shit Sammy said. Jimmy did what the fuck he was supposed to do. Solo did what the fuck he was supposed to do. Now, to the Jay portion. Jay been called Roman's bitch from the jump by Jimmy. Let's not forget. Jimmy came out wearing nobody's bitch, nigga, because I ain't nobody's bitch. Now the roles is reversed a little bit. Jimmy's now on. Jimmy. I won't say Jimmy's playing Roman's bitch, but he's Roman put out an order. At first, when Roman put out an order, Jimmy like, man, we don't follow no orders, nigga. Jay like, nah, bro, get out. I'm here. Like I've been named right hand man while you was out. I've been putting the Uso name, keeping us afloat, doing everything. No, when you come in, you do what you're supposed to do. Jimmy, the one who motherfucking said that. Come on, man. Come on, man. He now the roles is reversed. I feel Jay right now. He has the most plight in this. Jay has Sammy ain't got no fucking skin in the game. Solo ain't got no motherfucking skin in the game. Jimmy ain't got no motherfucking skin in the game. It's Roman and Jay. Now, it's if Jay want to step up to Roman and be like, nigga, now you know you've been doing some manipulating shit, bro. You know you've been fucking with a nigga. You know you done choke me out. You done choke my brother out, nigga. You done made me motherfucking say that I acknowledge you when I ain't want to do that shit, nigga. So that's really Jay. Now I hear Sammy trying to tear the line, trying to tear the line apart. But listen, ain't you get your ass beat enough for fucking with this family, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you not learn your lesson when KO was talking that shit and was telling you months ago, yo, get out while you can, get out while you can. It ain't gonna hurt as much as it does. KO was trying to tell that nigga, it ain't gonna hurt as much if you get out now. Sammy wanted to keep playing the role. Sammy wanted to motherfucking have the title. Sammy wanted to be a full-blown oos. So guess what the fuck you gotta do? You gotta put Kevin down in the pasture, nigga. You gotta put him away for good. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you still got love it. It's just listen, man. We all been in relationships before, and that woman that you with asked you straight up, "You got feelings for this bitch?" And you be like, "Man, girl, get the fuck out of here, man. Ain't nobody worry about that bitch, man. I'm with you." Oh, you with me? Okay, cool. Delete her phone, delete her number, delete the picture. Nah, these pictures mean something. Why I got to? It's all types of shit. Why you can't cut ties? Cut ties with the hoe. Cut ties with the hoe. If you really, that nigga KO was handcuffed like Tommy Dreamer to the motherfucking ropes, man. And that nigga Sammy could have got his motherfucking real life stripes.
Let me ask you something real quick.
He ain't get no stripes, man.
If that was me, your bro, podcaster, tag team partner, tied up, and you a part
Cheating, yeah.
of a
You
gang.
betray me as much as Kevin Owens will. I'll leave your ass where you stand. I'm,
Damn, let's
I'm
go.
talking about pure principalities, nigga. This nigga KO been fucking up my nigga life since Jump Street, bro.
But they were like best man at each other's wedding. You know, he has a family. You know his family. Listen, I don't know like the inner workings of the KO, Sammy dynamic. Obviously, is complicated. But at the end of the day,
Complicated to who?
but at the
Sammy been getting his ass beat by Kevin Owens for 8 years. 8 years.
okay,
Hold on.
okay.
Look up when Sammy won that NXT title. The nigga, he got his ass beat the night that he won the championship that was so elusive. The NXT championship was the catalyst to that was the title that was like Big E's won it, Seth Rollins won it, Bo Dallas won it, Adrian Neville. If you win this championship, you're a certified star. Sami Zayn was trying to be a certified star, nigga. He done went through so many fatal 4-ways, finally won that fucking title, finally beat Neville, the longest reigning NXT championship at that time, finally beat him. KO trying to act like I love you, giving hugs and shit. He powerbombed that nigga out of his fucking boots the same night, bro.
And then they had their match, and he wouldn't stop powerbomb, beat him by.
That's what I'm saying, nigga.
Referee stoppage,
bro. When the referee stopped that match, niggas in the crowd, niggas watching at home was like, "Oh, I know that nigga." One match, one title defense, one thing. Kevin, bro. Then we go to the main roster, right? They not attached. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn comes U.S. challenge for John Cena. Loses. Has the best match of his life. Rips his fucking shoulder out. Tears labrum, whatever the case may be. Kevin Owens, guess what? Steals the fucking spotlight with the same NXT championship that he fucking beat Sami Zayn for, came to the main roster and held that bitch up and said, I declare war against it. I mean, Kevin Owens has been upstaging Sami for so when that's my thing. And Sami has his passionate promo when he bumps into Roman and says, I am the bloodline. I hate Kevin Owens. Okay, you hate him. Okay. Guess what? The gang hate the nigga too.
So the gang already put him down. The super kick after super kick, the same maneuver that put Matt Riddle out. The Solo Sikoa chair on the neck, hip toss and hip attack in the corner. And after all of that, you're looking at the same guy who's a former friend. And I think to take it one step further, I think he come on, he already low blowed Metal in this chamber. It's like, bro, you already know.
You talking about? Hey, hold on.
You talking about after a match?
Roman Reigns choked out his motherfucking cousin, brother. What are you talking about? I don't give a fuck about no best friend. I put my real life cousin that we took baths together in a fucking guillotine and forced his twin brother to fucking throw in a towel, bitch. That's the ruthlessness to join this gang.
And I hear
that's the ruthlessness to join this bloodline, nigga.
Okay, I see. And with all that being said, my question was, is this worth the main event? Because there is nothing that's topping this. I think the best two storylines going on right now in WWE is the two bloodline storylines. Roman and Cody, obviously main event in night 2, and I think night one, tag team division,
No,
Usos versus
I
or
think
whoever Sammy's doing, whatever
I,
Sammy's doing.
I think for like there is no justification regardless of storyline that justifies Rhea and Charlotte or Asuka and Bianca not having one of those spots or one of those nights. Now I get it. Last year, right? It's Austin KO, so they don't get that spot. And then the night after, we got Roman, Brock.
Brock,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So we didn't get that. But again, regardless of story being told or any of that,
Do you think you just give them to them because they're women? Because
I
my
mean,
thing is, I think that the KO thing is a big main event because it's Stone Cold Steve Austin's first match in however long. To me, the first match to main event at WrestleMania is a tag team match. So it's not unheard of that I've obviously there's two main event stars, but they have built this angle for months, and there is no other angle. You can put it in the middle of the card, and it's people might leave, because like that's what I came here for.
no,
I
no,
mean, it's
no,
WrestleMania.
no.
Obviously, people might not, but my point is this: people are going to be like tuned out a little bit after that. There's like after that high of seeing like the potential of the Usos being dethroned. I think that this is built up to a point where it deserves that. I think the WrestleMania main events, night one, night two, shouldn't just be handed to people just because it has to be the main title or even has to be the women's title. It should just be the best storylines going into it.
No, it's the main event should be exactly what the fucking Royal Rumble's been for 33 years or however old I am. That shit been going on. You win the Royal Rumble, you main event WrestleMania.
Okay.
Now that we've got women involved for the past since 2018, you win the Royal Rumble. Women are now have the spot not to just be in the middle of the card, not just prom panties, not just mud bath matches and shit like that. No, they again, I understand Rhea and Charlotte may not hit, but you gotta give Charlotte her interest. You gotta give Rhea her interest. You gotta give them that respect. If you don't do it with that title, you damn sure gotta do Binky, right? She a year straight walking year WrestleMania to this year. That's
Who?
365 days. Bianca, you know what I'm saying?
No, she just got it in SummerSlam. Becky had it.
Wasn't she at Wrestle? No, she at WrestleMania. Bianca was the champion. Did she not win that?
She won it, and then I think she lost it to Becky, right? Because the whole Becky had it, and she lost it to Bianca at SummerSlam a
Nah,
year later.
no,
She did beat. Okay, so Damage Control debuted, but was it because Bianca was that a rematch for Becky?
it was rematch, I believe.
Okay, it was a rematch
I,
for Becky. My excuse,
believe,
my
yeah,
fault.
I believe Bianca been champion a year straight. So my thing is that even
Okay,
Bianca and Bianca and Oscar is not as quote unquote hot, and even then, like right, Oscar didn't win the Rumble. You know what I'm saying? She won the Elimination Chamber, so I can
okay.
even understand that. But I do believe that you
So
got.
you're saying Rhea and Charlotte probably not be night
Yeah,
one.
I think Rhea and Charlotte and listen, I can hear what you're saying about this storyline, right? With the bloodline and Sammy and KO and the Usos and everything like that, quote unquote, deserving the main event accolade of in the night one. Well, I will say this. What I will say to you is this. Oh man, thank you for this NWO, the cool NWO shirt, man.
That's
Shout
his
out
dope.
to Lexus Littlefoot. I think this is like a not a 101, but this is exclusive. I don't think she's doing these no more. But shout out to Littlefoot out there in Kentucky holding it down. Um, I think for the most part, when we actually talking about this particular match or this particular storyline or this particular um
Do you open up WrestleMania with it then?
absolutely.
Okay. All right. So you say,
And that's what I mean. Like there are ways that we can give the reverence to this story, and we can give it the attention that it needs. Because I'm telling you, you open it up the night, I mean, that gets the crowd going. You know what I'm
uh
saying?
huh.
And then right behind that, you get
I'll
Sammy.
tell you. I'll say right now. If I'm in LA and I'm running late to WrestleMania and I miss that match, I am fucking tight, yo. I am so mad because it is one of the biggest storylines, if not the biggest storyline in wrestling. If you combine that with everything going on with Roman and Cody too,
I mean,
it's like everything is intertwined.
when
So
if we had a if we I'm sorry not to if we had a perfect night in Tampa, we was in Tampa. The opening match was Drew and Bobby, and they put on a banger for the WWE Championship, which we was like, damn, Bobby gonna lose the right because it just didn't look like that.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Like so, but even with that, that story wasn't hot or
oh
it
yeah,
wasn't.
they didn't do it
You know what I'm
justice.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
but they opened it up with it. But that makes sense to me. My thing is like with this storyline being so hot, where do you put it on the card? Do you put it the first thing tonight, or do you put it night one first match? Because to me, it does warrant a main event kind of angle, you know. And I think it would be unprecedented to put a tag team match on in the main event of WrestleMania. But god damn it, these guys earned it. Like KO, Sammy, Jimmy J, they earned it. Even going out to Solo and Paul Heyman's influence in this angle, they've earned that spot. But if you're saying, hey, the women's Royal Rumble winner must main event, I hear you. But and we just have to go with that. And last year, the women's Royal Rumble winner was it Bianca?
last year the winner damn. No, Bianca won 2020.
Was it
20
Charlotte?
she
No.
won. I think Bianca won in the Thunderdome.
Okay. All right.
Bianca won in the Thunderdome. So last year's Royal, yeah, let's look that up. Last year's Royal Rumble. What was that? 2022? 2022 Royal Rumble?
2022. Yeah, 2022.
2022 Royal Rumble winner was I'm looking it up right now. It was
Ronda
ah
Rousey
yeah.
and
Trinidad.
and she definitely did main event. So
Trinidad. Absolutely trash.
so with that being said, we'll she didn't main event, but I mean maybe don't want to set a precedent of that, but I'm just being it's just putting it out there. And hey man, may the best angle win. I mean, I think that you win the Royal Rumble, you get a title match for the championship at WrestleMania. Hey, things change. We have two nights now, and we go with the best angles for night one night, and the other night it's the best angle for the championship, even if it's a women's championship. If Roman doesn't have the best angle going into WrestleMania night two, and it's Bianca and whoever, or if it's Charlotte, whoever,
GD, you bullshitting now, cuz.
how am I bullshitting?
Nigga.
If it was Bianca, no, real talk. Let's fuck Roman. Let's say it was like okay, just like reason why we got Bobby and Drew for the night one, beginning of night one is because the best angle was Sasha and Bianca. It was the best angle.
That wasn't the best angle. That was Bianca winning the Royal Rumble and then choosing Sasha. That wasn't the best angle. We just knew that was going to be the best moment. Like, and now we talk. So now goes back to this is different. This is not football and basketball, right? So football and basketball. This is why the MVP in basketball is so like, you know what I'm saying? Because they'd be like, who's the best player? No, because in football you have the MVP, who's the most valuable, and then in the offense you have who's the best offensive player, who's the best defensive player, right? There is not a lot of room for subjectiveness when we're talking about that, right? I think that when you go back to that Bianca and Sasha story, we can go back and look that the biggest story, honestly, during that time period was Bray. But
Bray and Randy.
yeah, like that would, like we were talking about biggest, right, what kept our attention or what we went to every week and the Firefly Funhouse. But yeah, it jumped the shark, it jumped the shit with Alexa. We had to just figure out what it was gonna be. But that, when you talking about the storyline of that year, like a lot of people was enthralled and enthused and very intrigued
Yeah, I
with
hear
Bray
you,
Wyatt.
and
You know what I'm saying?
maybe I think it's a subjective thing, like you said, where it has to be the best moment, best storyline. But even if you go with but best moment, it's gonna be Sammy and KO reconciling and winning the tag team championship over Rhea Ripley and Charlotte doing it again, where we kind of feel like we know where that's gonna lead. So and I guess there's debate
Well,
for it. So
I
I
will say, I
hear
will
you.
say this too. Like I will say this too. Bianca and Asuka main event and closing out the night does not seem as if it's quote unquote big enough for it. Neither does Rhea and Charlotte. But I am going to tell you this: the only way that those women don't get some sort of recognition at the main event is if WWE has pulled an audible and is going to continue the storyline of the bloodline. Because my thing is that the bloodline ends. If you know what I'm saying, like the bloodline and the
This is the
reign.
finale. This should be the finale. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like, if night one ends with KO and Sammy triumphantly winning the championships off of the
Mhm.
Usos.
Part one of the story, and then part two is Roman and Cody beating Roman. That's how I look at it. If you can, and then we have like Raw after Mania, SmackDown after Mania,
Man, nigga,
and
you
we
might
have
as well
Rejo.
sell this shit to Disney now, cause look at you with this Disney ass shit.
What's Disney ass shit?
You know,
Part
he's like,
one, part two.
I need the storylines to end
Hey
with
man,
me
I'm a writer.
fucking
I'm always gonna be that way, man. I'm
Disney
gonna stay
ass
true to
man.
who I am.
Yeah,
Storytelling
man.
is primary. I've always been like that since day one in this podcast. But hey, I could be wrong at the same time, and I hear you though. Winner of the Royal Rumble, no matter what, give the woman a shot at the main event. I'm not gonna be mad, but with everything going on, I'm noticing like with the energy is that people fucking still want Sammy to fucking face Roman, but like there's a lot going on, but at the same time, people are also happy to see what's going on with the Usos and Jay. Like they're not mad about it. No, there's no rioting going on. It's just a lot of intrigue, And what I like about this is that when you're watching like a television show and it's like one of the most acclaimed television shows. There's a lot of debate about it. Always, it's just a debate. Oh, should Sammy have won? Should Sammy have not? Should KO and Sammy be a tag team? Their promo on Raw was the standout promo of the week to me because you think that KO doesn't forget what the fuck he went and said. He's like, listen, I believe the same thing I said on November. I'm done with you. Like that stuff. You got 6 weeks to see where they go with it. That stuff keeps people coming week after week after week after week. So to me, you know, sometimes it's the biggest moment with Sasha and Bianca. Sometimes it's the best storyline. Sometimes it's the biggest star, which is Stone Cold. And that's a moment in its own self. So to me, the main event could be changing depending on how they book it. And if they go with the tag team division, I ain't gonna be mad at it.
I mean, I feel you as far as like there can be and should be always fluidity in how these things go. I don't want it to be constantly a situation where again the women don't always get the cool shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't always get the bloodline. They don't always get the two black women main event, and they don't always get, you know what I'm saying? The return of Lita and Trish. Apparently, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
those things don't always fall in line for them to have the hottest, for them to then be
That's
put
true.
in
And
that
they
place.
and they
You
do
know what
got to be
I'm
put
saying?
and showcased throughout the year in a manner which they actually are paid attention to. We had Raw 30
Exactly.
where they
Exactly.
fucked it all up. So I'm partially blaming the writing staff and the booking throughout. But it doesn't mean that the woman can't still show with a tag team angle next year or the year after. And if they really put time towards it, I don't know what will be that, but you would have to garner enough energy around like, yo, we must see TV for the women. And I think that we'll get there. I think that is nothing that's like out of
Nigga,
realm of
I'm
possibility.
telling you right now, Rhea Raquel Rodriguez is must see. Right? Once Rhea get that title, Rhea over on SmackDown, Rhea and Liv, where they're already plugging out away for next week.
Yo,
That's gonna be like
I
it's
said the same thing about
it's gonna
Brock and
it's
Bobby, and I
yeah.
don't. I said the same thing about Brock and Bobby. Listen, if Rhea and Raquel can prove me wrong, then hey, hands down. But storytelling wise, Brock and Bobby has been asked, and Rhea and Reina or Raquel, what do you call her? Raquel. So Rhea and Raquel, they better show and prove. It's just not that they're big and strong. Like to me, they need more than that.
Wait, what? What? Rhea and Raquel don't have. I have no reserves over that. Like I have no reserve. Just I mean, I don't have no reserves over Bobby and Brock. I mean, realistically, like we know what it is, nigga. Like we not getting Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle. You know what I'm saying? We not getting Bobby Lashley and Drew Galloway from Impact. Like we know those two competitors are beyond those things. So what we
What's the
get
point of
between
that? Like with Bobby and Brock, the thing about it with me is they both they've yet to have a singles match that has been clean, and that's all I want. It doesn't need to be Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. I'm not even looking for that. But it could be Braun Strowman and Brock. It could be Samoa Joe and Brock. It could be something that shows Bobby as a real competitor, which he has been for the past 2 years of really performing at a high level. We've not seen that match with him and Brock.
I know,
And
but look who Brock killed those two guys. Brock can't have that match and kill Bobby, bro. Brock killed Samoa Joe by having a competitive match that Joe should have won. And what happened, Joe, after that? The nigga was in the commentating booth. After that, Braun Strowman, goddamn, once he got derailed by Brock Lesnar, he hit that nigga with that. That nigga ain't been the same since. Nigga. So what I'm trying to tell you is that's true. Nigga, once Braun got too big for his britches and came in hot in that triple threat, nigga, and Brock, sit your bitch ass down, nigga. Braun ain't been the same.
He just had a banger with Gunther a couple weeks ago.
I'm scared. I don't want Bobby to end up in that same predicament. Okay.
Listen, man. Listen, Bobby can handle himself. Bobby can handle himself. And I'm waiting for that match still. Like, and I don't care if Bobby even loses the match. I just want to see the match. Like, that's it. And we're gonna get Bray and Bobby anyways now. And I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
We don't know if
so
we're
like
Bray and Bobby though. We don't
hopefully,
know if we're getting Bray. I mean, and my thing is
if they're going that way, then why are they doing these funhouse programs, on SmackDown? Like it doesn't make much sense.
He just had one. It just had one that just happened. Just had one.
And do you think with 6 weeks to go to WrestleMania, they're going to waste time on something that's not going to be at WrestleMania? No.
Well, I mean, nigga. I mean, they got Omos calling out Brock Lesnar. Yeah, they're wasting shit, nigga. What are you talking about?
Hey, listen, I didn't bring him no Omos Brock. I wasn't bringing him that shit.
They wasting shit, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not bringing up that. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Okay. But
yeah, nigga, they trying to throw us off the set. They don't want us to know really what's going on. What's up, baby boy?
What's up?
Yeah, well, what's up, little dude? Your mommy know you out here? No, she do not. He looking guilty as hell. Go back in there, buddy. Come on, give me a kiss.
Listen, man, I just want a clean match. Bobby and Brock to give them a cage match, lines, and what the match with Matt Riddle and Seth they just did.
What are you talking about? You talking about the cage, the fight pit?
Fight pit, something like that. Like that's what I would want to see at WrestleMania.
Okay, so this is my thing when you talk about. Okay,
I would prefer to see Bray and Omos and Bobby and Brock one more time, honestly,
Uh,
if they can build something. Because Omos just last time we seen Omos, he lost to Braun. So like, where does this come? So I'm not gonna. Let's not even get into that. It makes no
well,
sense.
I mean, well, first and foremost, let's just tie a bow on everything. Omar's not that guy. Okay. He has always had his quote unquote limitations.
Yeah, absolutely.
So therefore, like there
I
isn't.
still think he has potential to be like a Big Show because he's not like incompetent on the microphone. He's not like he does have a presence when he's out there. He just needs to put it all together, and it might take some more time than you think.
I mean, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, granted, like the nigga is probably what he's been in the business what 4 years at most. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, there isn't a lot of precedence for big niggas like that. And again, when you talk about it, they're they are always presented as the immovable object or the dominant force, and then like once they lose that, then they gotta find out who they are with that. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? So
Since Andre has been the same story. Andre was the same way, but he's a legend. You know, it's he held the championship once and was like then handed it over to Ted DiBiase. Like we forget that Andre was just a spectacle. He came here, did his big thing, and then
and
left.
when you talk about Paul White and the Big Show, again, you know, a Big Show had to have tag teams with Kane, and he had to wrestle against
Yeah,
the Undertaker, and then the tag team with the Undertaker. Like you know what I mean? Like there isn't a lot of
yeah. He
maneuvering
tag
that
team
nigga can
Omos and
do.
Braun Strowman.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think for the most part though, when you're talking about Omos, I think Omos and Bobby, they had they feud last WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? For the love of MVP. You know what I mean? And I think that when Omos and Brock, it'll surprise you if Brock bumps and fucking loses the Omos, but it'll be something that won't be surprising to me because it was something that would be needed for Omos.
It's needed for Omos, but they can't just.
I mean, but this
You
is
know
what
what? I'm not
this
gonna say
is.
too much
I mean,
because
but when you say I want a fight pit match, like this goes back. We talking about business and logic. Who does that benefit, right? Brock is a badass. Bobby's a badass. So you gonna say we're gonna have a scripted shoot fight when Brock got an image to maintain, Bobby got an image to maintain. I might as well do the smash, low blow, finish matches than fucking have a legit shoot match with your ass because, like, what would
I
you
hear
want?
you.
What would you
I
want
hear
from
you,
that
but
type
there's
of injury? You know what
always
I'm
listen.
saying?
There's always a way to book something, and whether it's there's a dusty finish, whether there's a roll
Bro, you
up,
saying
whether
there's
there's
always a way to fit. This nigga Brock Lesnar is beating the referees unexpectedly. They not so he can do shit in a constructed in a as rigid and as put together as WWE is. Brock can still go off the rails and fucking break a announce table with a referee's body. And that nigga say, hey man, that was not part of the job. And the nigga go backstage and say, hey, shit happens. I'm telling you now, Brock can't fucking lay a stiff one on Bobby on live TV. And Bobby gonna be like, well, I gotta go with the punch. Some shit gonna go off the rails here. So I would rather
we've
not
had
even have
three
that.
matches of these guys. Oh, well, we've had three matches with these guys, and they haven't yet to go off the rails. This is a performance. They're both professionals. They should be able to have a WrestleMania payday match because the money's on the line there to not fuck shit up for WrestleMania and have a cage match.
We, we
You
saw
know,
Brock fuck it up at WrestleMania 20 ago. I mean, we've seen Brock at WrestleMania with money on the line. They even added the insurance of having Stone Cold. There's like, hey, Brock, this is gonna be the biggest thing ever. Is Brock Goldberg, Stone Cold, and Brock still said, you know what I mean?
Brock has changed. He's a big.
I ain't changed, nigga. He
You
just
see,
got
he got the cowboy hat now. He's happy. He's
he's
walking
more
down there.
incentivized to be Brock Lesnar than any time now. What are you
Brock, when's the last time Brock went off script? You don't know. Like it's, at the end of the day,
he's more
entertainment value. We
the
got
middle fingers
Brock and Omos, Bray and Bobby. Entertainment value for WrestleMania this in the last month building into that doesn't make any correlation to what you guys have been building for the past 2 months. Hey, that's neither here nor there. I hope it bangs both of those matches. I was gonna put a ball on it right there because I'm not gonna see it from that point of view that you're trying to see it as it's impossible to have gotten this
I
together. I think
mean,
that there is a way,
I
but
mean, we got it, bro. We got it in a throwaway way. We got it originally where Brock didn't even acknowledge fucking Bobby was in the ring. You know what I'm saying? We got her where Bobby was begging for this nigga 20 years. Brock, you've been ducking me. 20 years, you've been ducking me. Brock is like 20 years, nigga. I made mine 20 years, nigga. Niggas knew who Brock Lesnar is. I ain't ducking nobody. You just was fucking irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real. That's as real as that's gonna get. And if they couldn't book it right there with the realness of nigga, you are irrelevant. I'm UFC champion. You went to Bellator, nigga. I've been here in WWE. Yo, as an Impact, motherfucker. Like, what are you? You're chasing me down for a wrestle. You're chasing me down. Like that was the realest they can get. And Bobby got the Smosh win at Rumble, which we thought that if anything they was gonna protect Brock, they didn't because they were setting something up with Brock and Roman. Then that led into what it led into, but I still don't believe at this moment that Bobby's just now really on the level of where Brock feel like he can do adequate business. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real. You know what I mean? And I also feel like that adequate business just means that we're on the fucking card together.
so that means there's
Like
no way in fucking hell we're seeing Omos go over WrestleMania because he's not at the level of even Bobby to do adequate business with Brock, especially after they just had him job out to Braun Strowman a couple months ago. So this even just it just doesn't. I listen. I'll wait and watch it, and we'll see what goes on Raw on Monday. And I'm looking for WrestleMania. I think it's just to get Omos on the show, I guess, and get Brock out there too, because this is what it feels like. And hey, it may just be what it is.
I mean, literally, it's just you're asking logical questions for illogical thing. Like no, but almost what I'm saying is
But it's
that
not that illogical when you could have done. We've been building Bobby and Brock for like months, and then you have Bray, who's now he's got rid of LA Knight, and almost would have been a perfect person to test him backstage. Like, listen, I'm no LA Knight. I'm a giant. Try that spooky shit with me. I'll put you down. Like that would have been a great storyline right there, and you could still build somebody new through Bray. At the end of the day, maybe they got different plans, and I can't see where they're going with it. But it is logical to go that route with what they've shown, in my opinion.
I will say this. I will say this, man. Nigga, we knew what the fuck it was when they booked Bobby and Brock at the Elimination Chamber. When the fuck Brock worked the Elimination Chamber, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Last
Like
year when he won it,
or the year that right Bobby and we were supposed to get Bobby and Brock in the Elimination Chamber and we didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like again, like
yeah.
there have been things right. We was excited. Bobby lost his title in that joint. You know what I'm saying? With an injury, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so it has always been alluded to us that Brock and Bobby's good business is big business. Maybe we do see it at fucking Mania. But my introduction to Bray being involved in it doesn't scare me quote unquote away from it. It just adds a level because even if we get a triple threat, you know what I'm saying? I know that's not possible, but I'm just saying with all of the smoke screen around it, that's why I say with the 5 weeks, 6 weeks leading into Mania, that's why it's really hard for me to like really right now have the conversation, like you say, because we don't really know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we
We,
don't,
we don't we don't
and
really know.
I'm just talking based off what we've seen this week. We got a couple of announcements. Obviously, those announcements were alluded to about being matches, so we're talking about it. I would have preferred something different, but hey, it is what it is. Now, yesterday with Bray and the whole Firefly Funhouse, it kind of feels a little bit jarring to me as far as character wise. I think that he should get rid of if he's not doing the Fiend anymore. Like get away from the whole Firefly thing too. Like I think I liked him with the spotlight in the ring, just having these intimate promos and him and with like Uncle Howdy standing in the background. I like that Bray. If you want to do that from now on, that makes sense. But then changing the emotional impact you've had since this point, boom, back to Firefly Funhouse. It's like this, that awesome show kind of cut, editing, and it's just kind of jarring with what we've seen so far, especially with the inclusion of Uncle Howdy, which doesn't, it kind of clashes with it for
It
me.
doesn't. Uncle Howdy been telling that nigga to go. I don't get how you don't get it, right?
No, I
Nigga,
get
the
what they're
nigga,
doing. I get it. I'm saying it clashes. If you were going that route, I think Uncle Howdy doesn't go in hand with what he did in the past. I think it's a whole new
how
era of
how
Bray
how
in a
don't it?
sense.
Uncle Howdy was telling the nigga to come back to the past.
Not to the Firefly Funhouse. He's saying go back to your. He did. You know what I mean.
No,
It,
I don't, because
okay.
the Firefly Funhouse was an alternate. It's an alternate universe. It's an alternate universe that allows him the space that isn't serious, ominous, or as you say, cool, right? It's a different level of cool, right? You just said, I think that was cool in the spotlight. Yes, but we don't always, the way that we're paying attention to things has to be able to have those diversified aspects to it. I think
So, and if you're looking at it from that standpoint of him telling him to go backwards to what he was before
a monster.
and go to a
Where
monster,
was he was
then
the
that
most
would
monsters?
doesn't that connect to the Fiend? And if he's saying he's not doing the Fiend anymore, I think the Fiend ties directly to the Firefly Funhouse. To me, from my memory, just that's me. So if you're not doing the Fiend anymore, you're just using that as an avenue to be a little bit more wacky and have some freedom. Have that, do your thing. But for me personally, this trajectory with Uncle Howdy needs new pasture to grow, and I would not have gone back to that personally. I think that I will sit here and wait because Bray's a genius and he's brilliant in what he does, but people seem to be turned off from his storytelling thus far. I am not the only one who's like, okay, what's going on with Bray? Because I'm supremely invested in his character arc. We're big fans. So when I see this, I'm like, okay, cool. And then he calls out Bobby. If it's not Bray, then WWE needs to figure out do better with Bray. Because at the end of the day, I'm waiting for that Bray we've seen before, where it's like, okay, this all is coming together brilliantly, because it seems like we're in a maze and we're
Well,
going like,
I would say nothing has been brilliant. Nothing has came together brilliant with Bray since Hawaiian Shirt Bray. So I want to get that out
I
there.
disagree completely. Yeah,
Well,
but
no, bro, I mean, the Fiend did not come together brilliantly. You know what I'm saying? When he debuted, he had started attacking legends. We thought that was going to be the case, and then it went on to Seth Rollins. That was Seth Rollins admitted it. Bray Wyatt admitted it. That was one of the worst incarnations or period in time of
but the Fiend was extremely successful. He became champion as a Fiend. He has soul masks, soul freaking puppets, and all this stuff. Alexa
yeah.
Bliss had a whole character change with the Fiend. So I think that's a brilliant extension of that whole creative
But
mind he
yeah, but
has.
what did
The
it
Fiend
do?
is brilliant to me.
But what did it? But what did you're saying? It was brilliant.
I just told you what it did.
No, okay, okay. You said okay. You again.
Like his whole run with the Fiend is not tied to just Seth Rollins and having that Hell in a Cell match. Some people people say they didn't like.
I know, but
I
that's when
enjoyed it. I
that's when
enjoyed
it
everything
jumped.
he did with him, everything he did with Daniel Bryan after that, everything he's done with the Fiend. even with Randy. Only thing was maybe the ending of it all with Alexa Bliss coming out and turning on him with distracting him with Randy. It was kind of like, okay, what just happened? Like
That's
that
what
way
I'm.
just came to an abrupt end.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you say brilliantly come together, right? That's what I wanted to pinpoint and stop. When you say come together, the Fiend, when the Firefly Funhouse and the Fiend and Let Me In and the entrance and shit like that, that came together, and then boom, that came together.
Okay, you're saying that
And
the culmination of those gimmicks. I'm talking about what the gimmick did during the time. I think the during the time he was in that Hawaiian shirt gimmick, there's so many moments during the time with the Fiend. There's so many moments that I can point to there. Like this guy was what I came to TV for. This new version of Bray and Uncle Howdy stuff has not been what has brought us to television yet. And I'm waiting for that. If that makes more sense, as far as a moment where we're like, okay, this makes sense. The Fiend eventually made sense. It wasn't that long before we're like, oh shit, this is kind of cool. Like this makes sense. And it worked with the Firefly Funhouse. This whole Uncle Howdy stuff to me clashes. It doesn't work quite well for me because if you're just going back to the Firefly Funhouse, to me, it's almost like regression if the Fiend is not in there. If the Fiend's coming back, then it's possible it could work. But to me, the Fiend and Firefly Funhouse was like two sides of one coin, and maybe I was wrong in how I looked at it. And
well,
that's
you telling
perfectly
me
fine.
Bray can't never go back to the swamp if it's not Hawaiian shirt? That's what I'm saying.
He
Like
said he
those,
would. Well, he said he won't do that
I
because
no,
Brody
I know
passed.
he'll never go back to a Hawaiian shirt. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Bray can't never go back to the swamps. If Bray go back to the swamp, you can be like Hawaiian shirt. I need to see the Hawaiian shirt. Just like you saying the
That's not the
fire
same
house.
thing.
I need to see
This
the
is not the
Fiend.
same. It's not the same thing
Why
to
is not
me.
the
A
same
swamp
thing?
is like, to explain it to you. The swamp is just a location. If you take, Bray and you put him in a swamp, put him in the fucking house he was in. To me, the Firefly Funhouse debuted with the whole Fiend and was like teasing it over weeks. So to me, there was two sides to one coin. I'm not sure if you understand it. Two sides to one coin as the juxtaposition he was using for this super kid like adolescent kind of kid, not adolescent, like this juvenile kid kind of like mix up mash up between this demon, this monster, and that juxtaposition made for a really cool dynamic for me. We'll see where this goes. Now it's just him just being wacky with the Firefly Funhouse, and calling people out. I guess he's calling out Bobby. So it's opinion. It's just one man's opinion. It's
No,
nothing serious.
it's again. There's, I just you like it's a location. Like yeah, both of them are location. I'm not pinning you down for you to agree with me or for me to agree with you. I'm just saying like you like both of those are locations. You know what I'm saying? Like the Firefly Funhouse, you're saying is only directly tied to the Fiend.
Well, clearly it's not anymore. But
That's
to
tied
me,
to
I'm just
Bray Wyatt.
clearly it's not anymore. But I'm telling you, like that's how my mind put it together, was that it was two sides of one coin, like kind of like a split personality, where he was peeking through this kids show of like this darkness, even though it was very lighthearted and fun. And I think we could still get that, I guess. But I was really interested to see where Bray was going next with this Uncle Howdy thing, as far as his vision for Bray over the next year and what he could build this Uncle Howdy storyline to. Now, Uncle Howdy being in the Firefly Funhouse and just standing there, it's just been kind of odd to me. So that's just my opinion on the segment. The segment might be great next week. This segment this week, I felt like, damn, I'm not feeling it, and I'm not feeling where they're going with him. And it hurts to say because he came back, and I was so excited. I couldn't wait for his debut. And I'm still excited to see what happens at WrestleMania because I know that he's gonna, he hasn't been at WrestleMania in 3 years, man. So I can't wait to see what he does. But with that being said, they got to do better after WrestleMania with this guy. Period. And that's everybody. That's Bray. That the WWE writing staff. And go somewhere with it that the fans can sink their teeth into, especially with the bloodline coming to an end. Maybe that gives some more room for him to be showcased more and make it a bigger deal. Um, But yeah, that's all I have for SmackDown of what stuck out to me. Oh yeah, also Drew versus Gunther. I'm looking forward to that. That's where they're going for WrestleMania. Um, I want to mention and give Gunther his flowers once again, as we always do. Dude is the best IC champion we've had in recent memory. He's had great matches with
He's
Ricochet,
the
with
best.
Braun
He's the best
Strowman.
Intercontinental Champion in the past 15 years. I'll stand on that. There isn't an
Okay,
IC champion that's better than Gunther in the past 15 years.
he's doing it at such a high level. Drew, well, no, I mean Sheamus. Excuse me, Sheamus. Doesn't matter if it's Braun Strowman. Doesn't matter if it's Ricochet. He delivers. And then he had Madcap Moss on SmackDown a week ago, and that was a good match. I was like, well, how did you get a great match out of Madcap Moss? And he did. He had a good match with him. Like, so when they talk about ring general, that shit ain't just a gimmick. The dude is killing it out there. So I'm looking forward to see where the Intercontinental Championship goes for WrestleMania. Him and Drew, I'm down with it. I'm down with what they can do and put on a banger. So I'm looking forward to that.
My thing will be is I really want the Viking Raiders and the Basham Bros to really get this shit about the way because it's really cramping the nigga style right now. I can't hold you, nigga. And honestly, I want a triple threat between Sheamus, Gunther, and Drew.
Yeah, I heard that. A lot of people have been saying
I
that. I mean,
want, I
I don't.
want, I want Sheamus. I want Sheamus to get jealous that Drew possibly has a chance to do something that he couldn't do, which is defeat Gunther, and then have a triple threat with those three lads. I love that shit.
man, like Sheamus and Drew McIntyre have been feuding for a while, and then Sheamus had his, brawling brutes, stable, and then he has left them niggas in the dust just to team with Drew randomly, and it's been good. Don't get me wrong, I like the team,
You ain't
but
really leave him in the dust. Them niggas just been, they've been doing they've been holding it down. You know what I'm saying?
not. I mean, Sheamus is a little bit distant from
Sheamus was
them.
out. Sheamus was out. Sheamus got married and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations, Sheamus.
Sheamus got married and Drew was at his wedding and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So niggas is out here getting it in. You know, shout out to Love.
Shout out to Love, man. Shout out to Love. But I genuinely would like to see Gunther in another one-on-one match. Now the triple threat match, not gonna hate on it. It's gonna be awesome if they do that. But we haven't seen Drew and Gunther one-on-one either, so I'm down to see that as well. Um, but yeah, moving right along. Shout out to Gunther. Shout out to Imperium. Even the 6-man tag this week was good. So shout out to those guys. They can wrestle their ass off, man. Moving along, you were I did have this conversation in AEW that I want to talk about, and that is revitalizing the women's division there. Do you want to step into that territory?
I don't care. Go ahead.
All right. So, when it comes for AEW, we had a conversation last week about the utilization of Soraya. I don't get how you have somebody come back from 7 year absence from wrestling and turn her into just one of the girls and just blending her right into the roster. Uh, I genuinely think that she should have stood out. Her and Britt Baker should have had their feud, and then she should have came after Jamie Hayter one-on-one and possibly won the championship. The fans loved her. The fans are still, fans of Soraya, but you guys ended up taking all that steam she had and turning her into a heel, pretty much sacrificing that to try to get Jamie Hayter over, I guess, as a babyface. And Britt Baker honestly is still there as Britt at the side of Jamie, who is essentially your biggest heel talent in the women's division, in my opinion. Britt Baker is that biggest heel talent. She should not be have turned face, and definitely not turned face, not for to support the champion who is Jamie Hayter. Um, So how do we return back? How do we revitalize this division and make it interesting? Right now they got Ruby Soho in line. They have two girls fighting for her on one side, which is Jamie and Britt, and then you have, meanwhile, Saraya and Tony Storm trying to see if she can join them. To me, this makes no sense because clearly Ruby wants to be champion, so it doesn't matter who she's aligned with. She's here to be champions. It's Ruby versus Jamie Hayter at the end of the day. So, in my opinion, Jamie's a great wrestler. She is. Get the title off of her as soon as possible.
What?
Get the title off of her as soon as
Bro,
possible.
you tripping? All right, I'm gonna let you
Get
finish.
the
Go ahead.
get the title off of her as soon as possible. Ruby Soho will give her the championship, and at that point, we got to get, um, the Britt Baker turn on Jamie. At some point, I think that's where we need to go with, and Paige versus Ruby. Paige versus Ruby. Women's Championship on the line. That's where I'm going with it. Tony Storm, you already been champion. You could be in the background of all that. But honestly, when it comes down to it, Paige should be on a marquee stage right now. I know she's the veteran, but she's your one of the biggest stars you have on the roster, if not the biggest in the women's division from her time in WWE. So, with that being said, you got Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker having their feud on the side without a championship on the line, and then you have Paige and Ruby Soho for the women's championship in their feud. And hopefully that can revitalize Saraya. I mean, keep calling her Paige, but Saraya, and make her, a vital champion in AEW. And that's the best thing that can go from where they're at right now. Because at this point, she's a heel. She has face, baby face. And it's not going to be Jamie Hayter versus Paige, if you have Ruby Soho coming in here, unless you guys give her the L. And that will just be the same thing you do with Ruby Soho last year. So why would you even put her in this position?
I can't even. Jamie deserves the title. For I'm not. I'm not. Jamie deserves the title.
And she's had
Jamie,
it.
Jamie's. Yeah, I know, and she's. I know, and she's a good champion, and she doesn't need the title taken off her to give to Ruby Soho, so Ruby can have a feud with Saraya. No, what needs to happen is what has always needed to happen was the money feud. Is Britt want her fucking title back? She's gonna stab Jamie for the title. That's the fucking feud. Now, I don't care about Saraya coming back. I don't care about Saraya not being in the spotlight because I put Saraya in the same thing as Punk. You coming back for the love of the game, nigga. You coming back for the simple fact that a doctor say you can fucking do this shit and you doing this shit. Period. You take your time getting back into fucking ring shape. You take your time getting back into whatever the fuck you feel like. And if you feel like being a heel works best for you, just because it works best with your work style, whatever the case may be, whatever. But you don't come back getting thrust into the spotlight when you on when you ain't gonna be able to do nothing with it. So with that being said, I would want to say first and foremost, Saraya and Tony being heels don't necessarily work for me personally, but I can see what it is that they're trying to do. If we're talking about fixing the division, not saying what should have happened, what could have happened, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about what's just going on forward. Jamie, Ruby, Saraya will have a fantastic triple threat match.
Okay.
I think they will have a fantastic triple threat match.
And you would have Saraya win. I mean, you would have Jamie win it. So it's essentially, right?
I I would like if Jamie would win it. Now I do see if you I don't know if you watch Rampage, but I watch Rampage. And so Tony Storm had a great match with Willow Nightingale.
Mm-hmm.
After in the match, Saraya interfered, and Tony got the win. They tried to jump Willow after the fact. Ruby, they was teaming together with the Anna J shit. So Ruby comes and make the save. I know that's tiresome. I know that's tiresome. But Willow and Ruby, with Ruby putting on a really great performance, I think that can bleed in, and I think Ruby and Soraya can have a feud, or Ruby and Tony can have a feud, or Soraya. Like, I think those four women, including Willow, that can be something that can sustain and hold tight and hold down the women's division. And I know you said Soraya came in and has just been part of the crowd. I don't mind that. And the reason why I don't mind that is because this is Jamie's fucking moment, man. Like we have been sitting here waiting on that shit
Over.
for a while. And I'm not finna allow us to be like, Soraya came back. Gotta take it from her. That's
No,
what
not now.
Adam
I'm not
Hayes
saying that.
nigga.
Hey, listen, yo, Jamie had this title since like she's
Nah.
had this title since when? Since what? She beat um Tony shit. Fuck. She beat Tony
She
Storm
beat
back
Tony.
in December or November.
It was one of them joints,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, it's over. Time's up. Listen, I'll tell you right now, Jamie Hayter's a great wrestler. It's not to hate on her wrestling, but she pales in comparison of star potential with everybody that's around her. Sorry, it's just blanket. It is what it is. She still needs to get back in the lab and find who Jamie Hayter is. Great wrestling skills, but that ain't it. She has not cut one promo where I'm like, damn, she fucking killed that shit. So I'm waiting for Jamie. Yes, show me one promo where Jamie Hayter has come out there and killed the promo. So I'm at the end. I'm at the point where
She
she
literally
had a
did
great.
the promo and told those bitches, "I'll beat both you hoes." That's nigga. She literally just cut that bitch. What are you talking about? Jamie snatched the mic, stood next to Tony Schiavone, told that bitch Britt Baker get in the back and said, "Hey, look, Ruby, you're doing a great job. Fantastic. You won every match this year. You want a piece of this? Cool. Hey, Soraya, bitch, you came back. This is your yard? It's mine. I'll beat both you bitches' ass. I'll see you at Revolution. Hell yeah, nigga. What are you talking about? She
Listen,
killed that
man.
shit.
Listen, it's time for her to give the title up. Ruby Soho, give her her moment. Give her her moment. I think either Ruby's there to take the pin, and if you're gonna give Ruby to take the pin, guess what? You're treating her the same way you did last year when she was the biggest thing. Ooh, Ruby Soho's coming, get all these packages for her to come through just to fucking lose. And here's what we're doing right now: we're building her up again just for her to fucking lose. So since you guys put us in this position again, put the title on Ruby Soho. Thank you very much. Have Jamie and Britt Baker do their thing on the side as a blood feud on their own. Let her get her mic skills up without a championship on the line. Fuck that.
What do you
And then we
mean?
have Ruby
That's the
Soho
whole premise of what the feud is gonna be about. What do you mean? Like that? Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like
it could be more than that.
No, it don't.
Can't hear you. I can't hear you, dog. You see, it's too heated. You see, he's too heated. We can't hear you right now. You getting on hype. Technical difficulties, man. Shit. You gotta fix your mic, bro. You gotta fix your mic. But for real, man, we have to rekindle this shit. And I think Ruby's the person to do it for the moment until Soraya's on top again. And then I think we get Britt Baker and Soraya eventually. And I swear I'm going with it. Or Jade Cargill whenever she drops that TNT TBS championship, and whoever's up. Because once Jade is ready, shit, it's over for these bitches.
I want
Still can't. There you go. We're back.
I want to say this. You want to talk about? Hold on. You want to talk about when Jade is? You want to talk about when Jade is ready? When Jade is ready to take over? That's true. That's my point. like my thing is this, nigga. Britt and Jade is the feud, and
Okay.
the the way you get the heat back on Britt to make it hot enough for Jade is to take the title off for Jamie. That's
Okay.
how you do that, right? And my thing is that at this point in time, we've always said that Ruby was best fit for the TBS championship. I believe that is still the case.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think that Ruby has to take the pin in this triple threat match. I won't say that she does that. And this is why I say Saraya and Punk needs to be different here, right? This is why I say Saraya needs to be the one to take the pin.
Okay.
I think that needs to happen because Ruby does have to save some sort of face, right? And even if, let's say, Ruby gets taken out of the match by Tony Storm or some shit like that, you know what I mean? Willow Nightingale can come in and try to help Britt because each one of the women got you know what I'm saying? Like each one of the women got some assistance.
Yeah.
I think, and with that being said, I do feel like what you said is like, oh, Jamie it does pales in comparison. She pales in comparison to Saraya only because of the absence has grown fonder. Now that she's here, nigga, Jamie and Saraya on the same playing field, bro.
Okay.
Realistically, you know, to me.
I disagree, but I hear you. I hear you. I
I
mean,
mean, because it ain't like Soraya's doing the best mic work of her career. You know what I mean? Like, I think that has been
but she
past.
has, she has the ability to. You give her mic and you put her in the
I
ring.
mean, yeah,
She's done it for so
you
long.
want to talk
She's a
about as much.
professional at it.
You want to talk about as much time? Yeah, she's been here, nigga. What time she put on
But
in
she's
the
for real. Let's be real. She had her program with Britt Baker, and
and
they had good promos,
and it was a
huh?
whole bunch of bitches and shit like that. That's what it was,
They
bitch.
had they had good promos. At the end of the day, and we've seen her do everything she's done as the top woman in WWE as Paige. All that is still within her. You give her a championship, you put her in position. She's no, we're not acting like she's not good on the mic. She wouldn't have been where she was at if she wasn't. So at the end of the day, I'll look at her same position as Jamie Hayter. I think Jamie Hayter has a lot of growing to do as a champion. Is she that woman? Hey, I don't. I was waiting to be seen. I think that she is a great wrestler. Is she a star? Just like Hikaru Shida, great wrestler. I don't know. When it comes to it, people are going to come every single week to say, "Man, I got to see Hikaru Shida only." And now she have her fans for sure. Jamie Hayter has her fan, Jamie Hayter section. They all got it. We rooting for her. She's babyface. We love her. But taking that stardom to the next level where we're like, yo, I can't wait for this match with Jamie Hayter. Maybe it is the Britt Baker feud that's going to get her over. And I hear you on that. And maybe you're right. Maybe if they're going with that, then get to it sooner than later because that's what I'm waiting for. Because the women's division in AEW, which has been at one point was fucking fire, has now dwindled, and you got more talent. So it doesn't make any sense to me.
How do you feel it's dwindle? I mean, I can. I don't see how you say it's dwindle, man. I mean, we got I mean, Athena,
Well,
right?
when we come on this podcast, we're not talking about the women's division in AEW. We haven't done it for weeks unless it's something that we don't like. So even you were like, "Yo, man, the women's division." Like a couple weeks ago, you were upset with it. So
Yeah.
like I'm like, so my point is, they're doing something wrong.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm upset. I'm upset because they turned the wrong. I'm upset because like I want to say it's dwindle, bro. It's like I mean, again, like listen, I'm upset that Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter wasn't the bullies to protect AEW against Saraya and Tony Storm.
Yeah.
Am I gonna hang my hat on that and say that shouldn't happen? Yes, I will. But again, having the quote unquote outsiders right? Tony Storm and Saraya come in and being like, "Yo, we just finna take this shit over because y'all bitches don't really, y'all don't, right? Y'all haven't been all over the country. Y'all haven't done what we done, right? We talk like you say, Saraya done what she done and held it down, but wrestling from England since she was 15. You know what I'm saying?
But so is Jamie Hayter. So is Tony.
Again,
So
but that's what. But again, Tony
mhm.
again, NXT UK champion, coming over to NXT. Like there are things that those women, as the outsiders, right? Scott Hall and Kevin
More
Nash,
accomplished. Yeah.
I'm more accomplished. I've done more than you, right? As you're saying, hey, Jamie Hayter, you're playing backseat to Britt Baker. She was champion, and everybody was waiting for you to come up and get your comeuppance, and you played the backseat and played your role and played your part. Yeah, she Adam Cole it. I remember she Adam Paged it. She Adam Paged it. She simply waited her turn, and when she did, we're like, we rooting for you, we're rooting for you until somebody come with a bigger name, bigger cachet, someone who can tote the flag better. How? How? When a motherfucker like Punk or Saraya gonna be gone within a year? Like how? You finna take steam off me. You about to take months or weeks or whatever the case may be off my championship reign to give it to somebody who ain't ever gonna be able to fucking wave the flag in 2 years?
All
Nah.
right. Hey, you got it. You got it. And you wanted Jamie Hayter train. I hear you. I hear you.
I drink the haterade, baby.
Drink a haterade. All right,
I
bet.
drink the haterade, baby.
I'm I'm not a hater of Jamie Hayter. I'm just not a believer yet. And I guess that's being wrong in this day and age of wrestling. Is to not love everything Jamie Hayter does. It's like taboo. But no, I don't love it. I don't. I'm sorry. But hey, at the end of the day, I'm rooting for you, girl. I'm still rooting for you. And when it does happen, when it does click, I'll be honest about it. Like I'm not like she's a great wrestler. I'm not saying that. She does have great matches. But when she got the championship, when I see her come out to the ring, when I watch her promos and angles, I've not been entertained. And that's maybe not due to her. Maybe it's due to what they're putting her in, but I was more entertained with Thunder Rosa, to be quite honest. So we'll see.
Ooh, I know your ass is lying, nigga.
I'm not lying.
What fucking promo Thunder Rosa cut that your ass?
She cut a bunch. She's had more fire than Jamie Hitter has ever had.
Next.
Damn, you a hater. Damn,
this nigga
you,
here, nigga.
you just like big girls. That's it. You just like tall, strong. That's what gets you going.
Listen, it's not that I like big girls because I love me some big girls. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this: big women in general, like we talk about Raquel, Rhea, Bianca, Jade, Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Willow Nightingale. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm winning with that pick, okay? You know
Nah, I feel you. I feel you. I don't put Bianca in that group, though. I'll be honest with you. I don't put Bianca in that group.
Bianca is statuesque. Bianca is she's statuesque, and again, she's strong, right? Strong. That category.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
got you. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because as petite as she presents herself, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I think you put her against most women.
Pound for pound. Yeah,
yeah,
she can go. Yeah, for sure. Uh-huh. I feel you.
But I will say this though, like, and to put a bow on the women's division or pretty much this topic, Jamie for the most part, when it came to her and Britt Baker, we always saw what they were trying to do with Britt, and they made it, bro. Like, come on, like they made it with Britt, bro. They did what. That's the reason why the division was stunning, or whatever the case may be. Like now they're doing their due diligence of trying to spread the wealth around now.
Okay.
But it was about 2 years of Britt had a stranglehold, and when Hikaru Shida was the champion, it was when the title came back on Britt or who. Like it was never built around anybody else but Britt. So I can see Jamie right now finally when she come out and she stands in the shower of her pyro coming down, like she's finally getting a chance to stand on her own without Reba and fucking Britt coming to fucking try to snatch that shit away from her again. You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
you. I feel you. I
Like,
think I think Jamie Hayter in the long run, I want to see her as a heel against Willow. I think that could be a good feud. I just have a vision for that, a vision for that, and what they can do
oh shit,
together.
that can happen now, nigga. To
Yeah,
keep it a buck, I
yeah,
would love to see
yeah.
that.
And I see a lot of potential in Willow. Willow has something like,
Tony already
yeah.
gave the beans away, man. I think we're gonna get Willow and Athena for the ROH Women's Championship. So
Oh, okay,
that's gonna be
okay,
and ROH, shout out to them, nigga. They doing tapings in Universal Studios, so I'm gonna have to go tap into that.
okay. That's what's up. That's
Yeah,
what's up, man.
I saw the fucking snippets and shit, and they had a taping this weekend. Jay Briscoe came out and challenged Samoa Joe for their Ring of Honor television title.
Mark Briscoe.
Kingston came out there, huh?
Mark Briscoe challenged Jamal.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I saw Eddie Kingston came out and said he wanted to be Ring of Honor heavyweight champion. So
I
you
like
know what I'm
that. I
saying? Like,
like
so
that.
it's certain shit that I'm like, okay, if they about to get it in over there, nigga,
Claudio Eddie Kingston. I'm finna see that. Yeah, I'm finna see that. He just beat Jay White. Come on, go to ROH, beat Claudio and beat. I've been wanting Eddie Kingston at the top of the helm of some championship. So I think ROH is perfect for him to be
nigga, let's
champion.
talk about this Revolution card real quick, nigga. They got
Yeah,
Eddie Kingston in this ladder match. What the fuck he gonna do in this ladder match, nigga?
Eddie Kingston's in a ladder match. I didn't
That
know
can-
that. That's not the card I got.
The Casino Battle Royal ladder match?
Holy shit! Is he in a tag team?
Nah, nigga, it's the regular joint. It's the Casino Royal joint.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Okay, Casino Royal tag team. Wait, for what is this for? Is it like a chip to face a
Yeah,
champion?
it's the one. It's the one who has.
Okay. Has anybody been announced other than Eddie?
Yeah, it's the whole joint on there. Hold on.
I'm missing it. I'm on the wrong site probably. But yeah, Eddie Kingston, man, shit. Give him a shot. Give me a shot. Give him a shot. Probably Adam Cole winning that shit. Be honest with you.
He not in it. It's
Oh shit.
it's Will Hobbs. Um, it's Will Hobbs in it. I got it right here. I think. Um, is Will Hobbs, AR Fox. Um, let me see.
Eddie Kingston in a ladder match.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. Face of Revolution ladder match. Okay, it's not gonna be on I'm sorry. I lied. So this match isn't going to be on Revolution. It's gonna be on Dynamite. So it's gonna be Eddie Kingston, AR Fox, Will Hobbs, Sammy Guevara, Action Andretti, Ortiz, um, Kanosuke, and I don't know who this other masked nigga is. I'm sorry if I don't know you, nigga. Show your face. And then, damn, this Dynamite looks kind of okay, but it looks trash as well.
Oh my god. How are you gonna say the same thing as the
Cause they
opposite?
got Hook versus Matt Hardy on that motherfucker, and they got Chris Jericho versus Peter Avalon. Like anyone want to see that? But it also got Tony Storm versus Rio, which is gonna be fire. Orange
Okay.
versus Big Bill. I don't know how fire that match is, but shout out to Orange Cassidy. You know I've had my thing against Orange Cassidy, but him and Wheeler Yuta put on a fucking slapper. Oh my god, that shit was a banger, bro. Oh, uh, shout out to Willie Yuta for carrying Orange Cassidy. The Casino Tag Battle Royal. I don't really know if I'm really a fan of this Battle Royal shit that they've been doing, but you know, it's because Jeff Jarrett won that shit last week. I don't know what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? So They gotta get their shit together over there, brother. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Who wanna see more of that shit?
The Guns, the Acclaim, just Gerald J. Lethal. Ugh.
Yeah, nigga, nigga, that's
I don't want
crazy.
to be,
Shit, get the fuck, nigga.
yo.
Nigga, no.
I'm disappointed. But hey, we still got the Texas Death Match. That's not in Texas and San Francisco, but that seems like a really combination of John Moxley and Hangman Page. So that's gonna be cool. It's definitely gonna be blood. I hope. I mean, we've seen it already for a million times.
Nigga, I mean, if it ain't, that'll be the upset of the year, right there.
Yeah. Um, we got that. I'm curious where that goes, and we got the Iron Man match with MJF and
Nah, we got Wardlow and Samoa Joe, and we got the Triple Trios match. We got the House of Black versus the Elite.
okay, House of Black. That's what I've been waiting for. House of Black versus the Elite. Actually, I wanted House of Black versus Penta, Phoenix, and Pac. That triangle. I thought that would be dope. But hey, I'm down with this too. I'm down with this too. I still want AR Fox and Top Flight to get the championships. They did them dirty with that them damn basketball shit. I
No.
wasn't feeling that, but they're still dope as fuck though, and I think that them and the Elite need to definitely link up again.
Nah, the elite need to do what they need to do and drop the titles, bro. They drop the titles to House of Black, please. Jesus. Stop hogging up all the motherfucking spotlight, man.
Sucking all the air out the room.
Man.
Yeah. So
Speaking
do
of
you believe
sucking air out the room, MJF promos. My God. That nigga.
you love him, right?
No, get you some hoes, nigga. Damn.
I'm sure MJF got some pros. Yeah.
Not really, nigga. Every bitch he with done left his ass or tried to die or something, nigga. Shit.
What tried to die?
Yeah, the bitch was in a car crash, tried to die, nigga.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nah, he's proposed publicly twice now to women and it didn't work out. If I were him, I would just stop the public proposals. That shit is not cool. That shit it ain't it.
Well, I
But
mean, he can also be Sammy Guevara. You know what I'm saying? He 2 for 2.
wait, no, him and Ty are still together though.
I know he 2 for 2. His last bitch said yes too, nigga. He just left
Yeah.
her for another one, nigga.
That's crazy.
It ain't like he got dumped like MJF old
Will
bitch
you
ass.
marry me? Yes. All right. Thank you. Peace. Yo,
MJF hoe ass hoes leaving him, nigga.
man, I wonder what it is, man. Shit.
Well, I mean, he's a bitch, clearly. You know what I'm saying?
You're fucked up, man. Yeah.
God damn, nigga, whining ass nigga. I shot Leo ass too, nigga. Fuck. What you
So the
bitching?
best thing about MGF is that his storylines aren't. They apparently they aren't a storyline. They're just him. So I think that he does use his real life as motivation, and turns it into art. But yeah, breakups can be tough. So look, real talk. Shout out to Love, but Love can be a bitch sometimes, and I hope he's doing all right. But if he puts all that energy into his performance at no, real talk though, Revolution. If he's been putting all his stuff into being the best professional wrestler, and that's causing problems in his relationship, do you not appreciate that a guy, I mean, is putting all of it and then is into his character work that he can reach the top of his industry and the company, but at the same time lose his love? I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of his relationship, but I do think there is some to that. It's not an accident that he's now reached the championship level and it just didn't work out. Because in a lot of ways, I feel like as men, when you are driven, it does cause relationship problems, and if you're not with the right person, that they just they won't understand it. They can act supportive, but they not necessarily always going to agree with or be down for the cause. So I think that I've had problems with that in my past relationships, and I I do think that in all, I think he'll be stronger in the long run for it. But if he's now focused on first of all, I hope he's all right mentally. But if he's now focused on, the match at Revolution, this is a chance to show to the world that it's all worth it. With devoting yourself to your craft can be daunting personally, because if you're not, I think there's people who have built multi-million-dollar companies and end up lonely, or so that's something that I even struggle with, because I right now just work and study, and I don't really go out there because the interpersonal relationships can't. I know there's no room for somebody at the moment, so I don't know how they find the balance if you're not somebody within in the industry. So I think that that's what he would need. And then going forward towards Revolution, he has to win that shit. Like, like at the like you said, there's nothing to lose. So yeah, it might be a hokey promo to you, but there's some truth to that. So on a real tip, I can resonate with the fact that you put, you sacrifice your relationship for your craft in a sense.
I can't, nigga. Like, you talk, the opposite nigga is in the ring, where like you said, like, no, I sacrifice. I what do you mean sacrifice?
I
Right?
mean, it's hard to build. Okay.
I'm saying, I'm
Okay.
Brian. Like, what do you mean? Like, what you sacrifice some pussy because of this business, nigga? Bitch, hello, I sacrificed my neck. I sacrificed concussions. I sacrificed my brain. I sacrificed my family. Nigga, what are you talking about? I know. So you're not gonna tell me what you sacrificed for this, nigga, and think that you about to get some motherfucking violin playing about what the fuck you sacrificed, dog. I took years off my fucking life. I took years away from my wife's life and career to fucking take care of me. I took years off away from family members and shit like that to take care of me and to put me back together so I can come back on the road to beat your fucking ass, nigga. Hell yeah. Drop that title, nigga. It's the year of the dragon.
Listen, him and his wife, him and his wife are both in the industry, so she might have a little bit of a better understanding of what he's going through to be champion, to chase his passion, his greatness. MJF, his girl was not in the industry, so when it comes down to it, especially with him just starting his reign, this gotta go to MJF, and if he puts on a performance, whether the promos are great or not, in the ring with Daniel Bryan, that is worthy of like saying, yo, that, and I'm talking about objectively. Don't come into it with like, oh fuck, it's a 60-minute match. No, watch this shit and see how good of a wrestler this nigga is. And if he comes in there and he performs, we need to give this guy his credit, because at the end of the day, people have said a lot of stuff about MJF about whether he's willing or can he go along the distance with Daniel Bryan, and I do believe that we'll find out Revolution.
Yeah, he
and I
can
think
go 60 minutes. Can he entertain us for 60 minutes? That's the thing. That's the I can very well.
You have doubts on that.
Yes, I can very.
Okay.
I think every wrestler every wrestler that trains right now was trained and put through like you know what I'm saying. Like I think every wrestler can do that, right? I think that but can you entertain for an hour? Can you take us on that roller coaster for an hour? Or are you going to be dependent on Brian to take you through that? Right? Is Brian going to be the conductor? Because that is what that's what we talking about. You see what I'm saying? It was a whole bunch of shit talking like, yo, Shawn and Brett. Everybody want to bring that up. Shawn and Brett. Let's bring up Brock and Angle. No, those two matches of Shawn and Brett, Brock and Angle, are you fucking better than me at this? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Because all of that is like, are you fucking better than me at this? Because I don't fucking think so, brother. That was what those two things were. Brett and Shawn, the showman, the technician. Okay, we're gonna see how I can technically take you to this. No, I'm about to showman through your ass about an hour. That was the two. Brock and fucking Kurt was just flat out, nigga. You got this endurance? You got this to go with me? Brock like, bitch, come on. Kurt like, nigga, gold medals. That was it. No. This is MJF. Can you fucking entertain with the dragon? Can you breathe the fire with Bryan Danielson? Can you make us care for 60 fucking minutes? And then at the end of the day, walk out with the championship. Because that's the real fucking doubt right there. That's the true doubt. Because if we talking about off of straight, pure tenacity, don't think so. Don't think so. I don't think. I think Bryan is gonna have to do some real heavy lifting, and that is the test. That's the test of how much Bryan is gonna have to lift during this match. And if you can pull your weight, and if you dragging that nigga along, then you motherfucking MJF deserve what you sought out for. You deserve it.
I'll say this about MJF, and I hear you completely. You have 100. You're 100%. I feel you on it. You're potting right now. When it comes down to MJF, though, I don't doubt this kid, man. He's shown me with CM Punk in his matches that he can surprise me with storytelling. He's shown me in just a couple weeks with Takashita, you can surprise me with athleticism, and I believe that maybe in this 1 hour match with Dan Bryan, he's gonna surprise me again. That he's gonna go 60 minutes and keep it entertaining. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but I'm excited because even with the freaking fucking the cage match he had with the fucking Pinnacle versus the fuck that group was, the old Jericho group. That shit was dope, man. And he, as the leader of that group, he stood out to me in how he performed in that. And when you have a guy who, and the reason why I bring up the relationship stuff is because when you sacrifice something, like we know what Dan Bryan has sacrificed, and we cannot talk about that enough. But he's going through a breakup right now, publicly. Shit, that shit ain't easy. And when you're in the midst of it, and you're like, "Fuck, okay, all right, move on. I have nothing else to lose. I'm gonna go have this match." His back is against the wall, where it's like, I just gave up, literally, the love of my life, apparently, and I'm going to have now one of the best matches of my life because that's what I'm doing it for. When you're face to face with those choices in life, fuck the storytelling in the ring and all the wrestling drama. As a man, I feel like he's gonna go out there and listen, man. This is a moment for me to show and prove and put my stamp as a top performer here in AEW in the world, even.
Well, yeah, so, clearly I think that's the whole point of this being Cooker, right? I think, and it's not even that because I mean, this match is not, I don't even think this match is gonna make. Listen, we still got the race for 24 with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that this match will necessarily deter us too much from the trajectory of where MJF is going. I do believe that with this though, he put the pressure on himself.
He did.
And with him doing that, I don't have no, you know what I'm saying? Like you put the pressure on yourself. You wanted it. You said that the woman that was with you and y'all just didn't. And listen, the pressure on you the pressure on us to succeed, write the script, or do what we're going to do with the podcast, or do what we're going to do with the production company, whatever the case may be, to show the people like, yo, we did it. Yeah, the pressure's on us, and I don't think nobody really pities the fool for that.
Yeah, you know only if somebody else going through it can really like, oh, I see what they're doing, and if you are not in it, you don't feel it. So me, sometimes I see that, and I'm like, damn, because I mean, a lot of people look at it from a storyline perspective, and I get it, it's a promo. But if you really had a breakup in the middle of all this, there's a real man in there that who proposed to somebody who thought he was going to be with and have kids with, and now you're just AEW champion, and that's nothing, but that is the only thing left that you have. So if I'm in him and my back is against the wall, it's even more motivation to go out there and prove. Not that it wasn't before, but it's even more now, and that's what I took from that. Because I think it's easy to be like, oh yeah, whatever, MJF, you're not Daniel Bryan, but there's real shit there too. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, granted, their storyline going this week, them brawling and all, the pull
My
up
thing,
brawl, what
my
wasn't
thing, my
necessarily.
thing is there's always something with that nigga, bro. The nigga, oh, and William Regal, you didn't respond to my email. CM Punk, you took a picture of me, you didn't shake my hand. John Moxley, whatever the fuck that feud was about. You know, it's like it's just all now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? His bitch leaves him. Listen, maybe it's you, Maxwell. Okay? Maybe it's you. So yeah.
There you go. I guess hey, take you from Chris. There you go. It's some great advice. Chris got it all together, so you gotta take that advice, bro. He married, so his wife didn't leave him, so he good.
Like the great John Witherspoon said, I'm not pussy whipped. I whip pussy, nigga. What?
This guy, bro. Rest in peace, John. Yeah, shit. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh man.
Man.
Anything else, man?
Oh shit. Man, nothing for that. Nothing for that, man. I think we covered everything, man. I do. I think that was it. I think that was it. Anything else, I'll probably forget and come back like, oh yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know.
NXT, Braun Breaker beat Jinder. Um, I mean, there's nothing to say about that. JC Jane and Gigi Dolan having their feud.
I do want to say shout out to Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, the Sisters of Destruction. That shit was
That's his though.
that shit was fire as fuck, man.
Yeah, I'm digging them. I'm digging them. Yeah,
there's some late night thoughts that go on with that.
Yeah, the girls who are like just a little bit dark, I just have a thing for that, man. But not only that, but like I think that these girls can wrestle, man. And I like the one thing I want to give them props for weeks ago was that I didn't see it coming this way. I thought that Alba Fire was going to overcome and beat Isla Dawn, and she ended up turning her to the dark side and becoming a tag team, which I thought was
I love that shit, man.
Yeah.
Turn me, bitch. Turn me.
All right, guys. I think we're getting a little too late. Late night reason wrestling, man. Yeah, I think that's a wrap. Shout out to women of darkness.
Oh man, yo, thank y'all, man, for tapping in. I think we going this late night shit kind of worked though. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, we even had a visitor. Yeah, I
yeah,
we're gonna have no visitors.
niggas like, oh, word, these niggas tapped in. Yeah, we gonna move out the way from all these other podcasts and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their thing going. Shout out to everybody. But yeah, man, we're gonna wrap this up. It's close to midnight. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for tapping in. Reasonable Wrestling. We're gonna get some of these clips up, especially the one of me saying that I whips pussy. I think that is a great TikTok right there. And thank you guys.
If they don't take the audio off, shit. Always love. Everything was wrestling. See y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace. You're gonna ban us.